10 unexpected moments in MMA and boxing. MMA and boxing serve as some of the most stunning and dynamic sports the world has to offer. Amazing athletes taking themselves to the limits in the name of the competition and for our entertainment. However, with such a rambunctious sport comes a healthy amount of unpredictability. Here are 10 unexpected moments in MMA and boxing. Number 1. First off, we have a shocking scene from UFC fighter Julia Stoliarenko. Before her fight with fellow athlete Julia Avlia, the female champion of the ring was stepping onto the scale for the traditional weigh-in. As she climbed onto the scale, she began to wobble and blink repeatedly before collapsing backward in front of the reporters, coaches, and her opponent. Shortly after, Stoliarenko returned to the stand again to try again, but plummeted to the ground once more before being placed on a stretcher and wheeled away by paramedics. After the heartbreaking display, the fight was called off due to Stoliarenko's condition, without a proper explanation as to why she fainted twice, fueling speculation about weight loss and respiratory issues. Number 2. Next up, a truly disrespectful display in the middle of an MMA fight. Drew Chapman, ironically dubbed the Honorable in the sport, was engaged in a close quarters fistfight when his opponent dropped to his chest, having stunningly knocked himself out. As Chapman continued to hammer away at his unconscious head, the referee went to break up the two, but the Honorable wanted to make a statement. As the referee approached, he stood up, got on his opponent's body, and leaped off with a front flip, causing an uproar in the audience. Chapman was immediately scolded by the referee as the other athlete recovered, but he left the ring with a smile, having perfectly refuted his nickname of the Honorable. Number 3. Not all unexpected moments come from the fight itself. Some come from the referee breaking things up. During the 2020 matchup between Magomed Ankalaev and Ion Cutelaba, things were looking rough for both fighters. As Cutelaba was noticeably staggering and swinging wildly, Ankalaev was turning up the heat with a flurry of tight punches and kicks. And as Cutelaba tossed a huge haymaker, the referee strangely broke them up, stopping the exchange, much to the offending fighter's dismay. His opponent receded from the ring, and Cutelaba quickly became physically hostile with the referee, shoving him and screaming very visibly. After the dust settled, this stoppage immediately entered the history books as one of 2020's weirdest. Number 4. This one will turn your stomach as quickly as the fighter was hit in the stomach. In this exchange, the athlete in red landed a kick squarely in the belly of the one in black, who seemingly shook it off. Immediately, it's made clear the true nature of how it affected him, as he began to stagger, go limp, and finally release a spray of vomit onto the floor of the ring. While watching boxing, one of the fighters throwing up on the video is always an unexpected and insane occurrence. Number 5. Another quick yet humorous moment comes from the Czech MMA Champions League during a stare-down that quickly went awry. Predictably, the fighter on the left approached the other one on the right and shoved him down with immense force, taking the background graphics down with him. While the two teams separated the fighters, the entire poster array continued to crumble and escalate the unpleasant situation. Overall, a memorable and comical encounter for the viewer. Number 6. Next up, we have an impressive feat of strength from MMA fighter Kamaru Usman during his bout with Mac Lunas. Usman wastes no time in grabbing an unsuspecting Lunas by his leg as they try to land punches to release the towering fighter, to no avail. Without hesitation, Usman lifts his opponent for several seconds before dunking him onto the ground with immense force and walking away with his chest puffed. And since Lunas remained on the ground after being grabbed, clearly he was afraid of Usman's stature or entirely exhausted. Number 7. When it comes to unexpected moments, a double knockout might approach the top of the list. And in Maharashtra, India, that's exactly what took place. During a match against two leaner-looking men, there was no ground being gained by either for about a minute. They exchanged blows in a stalemate, and as both seemed to be getting exhausted, simultaneous punches were thrown, sending both to the ground. The referee threw up his hands, declaring the fight a tie and riling up the invested crowd. Number 8. Unexpected meets brutal in this showdown between Kevin Houghton and Jonathan Tuhu. The former, a towering, slender man, had a huge height advantage over his opponent, but you'll soon find out why it didn't matter. As their fight went on, Houghton and Tuhu seemed neck and neck, perhaps even leaning in Houghton's favor. Things were getting down to the wire when Tuhu decided that he was going to end it. In a flashy and unbelievable move, he landed a soft kick to his opponent's waist, spun around, and followed up with a harsh and punishing tornado kick, squarely in the head. Tuhu walked away pridefully as the giant tumbled slowly to the ground, knocked out. Number 9. Our second to the last moment doesn't involve a fight at all. Instead, a strange mid-round occurrence. Two ring girls walking slowly to each other and meeting with a makeout session. Even as a brief occurrence, the spectators, coaches, and staff were all laughing, screaming, and cheering. Truly a great break from the stress of the ring. And finally, our last unexpected moment. We have yet another disrespectful yet impressive statement move. In his fight against Kim Dae-sung, Michael Pereira decided to widen some sets of eyeballs with a flurry of moonsault and somersault flips onto his opponent. Once Dae-sung was grounded, Pereira unleashed a wild and frantic array of these risky moves before being forced out and declared the winner by technical knockout. Of the reckless and flashy stunts pulled by fighters, this one tops the pack by far. In these types of sports, the entire environment is crafted to spawn memorable and unexpected moments, and we, the audience, benefit every time. So what did you think about our list? Did we miss any MMA or boxing moments that you'd add? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to the channel to stay posted on all of our future releases. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.